Hello, everyone. Welcome to G2U Edge. Today, we are talking about activating your brand blueprint. I am Morgan Rochofski. I'm going to be moderating today. I am a product and partner marketer here at G2, and I'll be guiding our conversation. Today, we're going to be talking about how to help you show up stronger where your buyers are searching, deciding, and purchasing software. And then we're going to explore some of the innovations that we announced at our Q3 innovation event. And most importantly, how you can put them into practice to drive pipeline and revenue. All right, so to get us started, let me progress the slides here. There we go. So here's a quick look at what we're going to cover. So I'll start with some quick housekeeping. I'll share go over just how we're going to share the slides today and what you can expect. And then I'm going to hand it over to Tim Silber, who is our manager of new products. And he will quickly kick things off with our Profound partnership and our new AI visibility dashboard, which I hope some of you have already gotten your hands on. So after that, we're going to have Praveen Maloo, who is our Senior Director of AI Product Management, walk us through voice reviews, which is an exciting new capability that we can use to capture authentic customer feedback in literally minutes. And then Damian Amaya, who is our VP of Digital, is going to cover how to reach buyers in high intent moments with G2 advertising. And then finally, I'm going to wrap it up and share with you our new competitive signals and how those can be used inside of our partner integrations, and then give you a look at our latest view of our performance analytics integrations as well. All right, so just some quick housekeeping before we dive in. Let's get active. So please, leave comments and feedback in the chat. We have a whole team backstage who is here to help answer questions, and obviously we're all going to be leaning in to answer questions as well. So don't be shy. And then there's going to be time at the end of each section for an open QA. So we'll be reviewing the questions that are coming up and doing our best to answer those. And if you need to leave early, no worries, we got you. We're going to share what we've presented here today. That will go out in a follow-up email with the recording, and then it'll also be available on G2U Edge, which I know you are all visiting quite frequently. And again, if we don't get to your question, we're going to do our best, but we will follow up with you and your account team. We're also going to drop our LinkedIn in the channel as well, so you can reach out to any one of us, and we'll do our best to help you out. Okay, so let's start with the buyer journey and where it's headed. I was just thinking about this morning around the term AEO and answer engine optimization. It's really only been mainstream for the past 12, maybe 14 months, if that. And even though these principles have been building for nearly a decade, it's truly impacting right now how software buyers are conducting research and ultimately how they buy. So if you don't have a plan already in motion for AEO readiness, you're probably wondering how discoverable and site-worthy your brand is going to be inside of AI models. So I'm going to hand it over to Tim, who's going to walk us through what's changing and how G2 is helping brands stay visible in this AI-first era. Over to you, Tim.
All right, thanks, Morgan. Hey, everyone, I'm Tim Silber. I lead new product development at G2, and I want to start with some context on how quickly the buyer landscape is changing. When we released our buyer behavior report back in April, only about 29% of buyers said they started their software buying journey in answer engines like ChatGPT or Gemini, as opposed to traditional channels like Google Search. We ran the survey again in August, and that number is now 50%, a 71% increase in only 4 months. And as many of us are already aware, as engagement with AI tools is going up, click-through rates are going down. LLMs and AI overviews are providing answers immediately. And as an industry, we're increasingly moving towards a world of zero-click searches. And this is a mindset shift for us as marketers, product owners, storytellers. It's not about SEO and winning the click anymore. It's now about AEO and winning the answer, so that answer engines understand how my product solves a specific user query and mention my brand along the way. And I'm proud to say that G2 not only wins on traditional SEO, but we're also the #1 citation source for B2B software queries across all major LLMs. And this is because LLMs love citing authentic user-generated conversations, and G2 reviews are conversations. We ask questions, our users give us answers, but until this point, it's been hard to say, as an independent vendor in this specific market, how is G2 helping me get shown to buyers on LLMs like ChatGPT or Gemini? And so we've partnered with Profound to release the first version of our AI visibility dashboard. So every seller can understand how G2 is helping buyers make decisions in the age of AI. So let's take a look at a quick demo of the experience.
When you come to the dashboard, we start with a high-level overview of how many times LLMs cite your G2 pages, but we also go into a detailed breakdown at both the product and category level. So for example, I can see how many times my pricing page was cited, which LLMs were citing it, and the trend over time. And we also do this at the category level to zoom out and help you get an understanding of your different verticals. But what's really cool is our SEO team has also curated a list of common buyer queries relevant to your market and use Profound to run those queries across a range of LLMs so you can learn more about how buyers both discover your product and your competitors. So for each example prompt, you can view the LLM's response and which sources were cited. And we have a ton more enhancements planned to help you turn these insights into actions.
And so this is currently available to around 1,000 G2 customers in limited beta, and we hope to bring this to all G2 customers in the coming weeks. In the meantime, if you're excited and you want access, please reach out to your G2 rep. And if you're not excited, well, you should be. The feedback from those who are currently enrolled in our beta has been pretty incredible so far, and industry leaders across the board are highlighting how our partnership is elevating the importance of B2B review sites in the age of AI. And we're still working on bringing hyper-personalized recommendations for improving your AEO directly into our own AI visibility dashboard in MyG2, but we're starting to see some trends from customers who have the most citations. Collect high-quality reviews and make sure your G2 profile is fully filled out. This means having a clear, concise product description, providing support resources like screenshots and demo videos, and keeping your product information updated. So to make this interactive, open your MyG2 admin, and we're going to be dropping some direct links in chat. Take a minute to check. Do you have your features and pricing filled out? It's a really simple step, but it makes a huge difference. Features and pricing are two of the most commonly cited pieces of information that LLMs pull into their responses. If you don't have those filled out, you're basically invisible in those answers. So go to MyG2, see if you're up to date, and if not, then that's your first takeaway coming out of today's session.
Awesome. Thanks, Tim. Really exciting stuff. This is Praveen here, Senior Director of AI Product Management at G2. Excited to share with you all voice reviews, which is our latest innovation to make review collection super easy, efficient, and fun for all the reviewers. So instead of typing a long review, your customers can now simply respond to a few AI moderated questions using their voice. So in as little as 5 minutes, our AI guides them through the conversation, captures key details, and transforms into a structured review. This makes the process not only faster, but also more natural for reviewers. We all love talking and just answering a few basic questions rather than having to type a long review form. So at the same time, it gives you a richer, more authentic sort of customer proof, voice of the customer, which of course you can then use for marketing purposes. You can also get deeper insights from your reviewers. So these reviews also, as I was saying, you have greater depth and detail, which can positively influence your placement on the G2 grid. And because voice reviews are available in multiple languages, including English, Spanish, French, German, Portuguese, we recently launched it out in Korean and Japanese as well. So you can capture feedback from around the globe. So language is no longer a constraint. And we're adding more languages. If you have any more languages you would love for us to add, definitely let us know. So if we can make review collection easier than ever before. Now to take a look at how these voice reviews feel in action, let's play a video. Let's take a look at the new voice review experience. Here's a review landing page for G2.com. I'm going to get right into the review experience here. I can select my audio video devices of choice. I'll keep my camera off for the time being, and let's begin.
Hello there. Let's write a review for G2.com. Let's dive right in. How long have you been using G2.com, and what do you use it for?
I've been using G2 for more than 5 years to evaluate software.
Thanks for sharing that. Now let's take a step back. How did you first discover G2.com and start using it?
I was looking for a product on Google and landed on the reviews landing page on G2.com.
Did you switch to G2.com from another vendor?
No, I wasn't using anything else.
What other tools did you consider before choosing G2.com?
I was looking at similar software review websites at that point in time.
When you first started with G2.com, can you tell me what the setup process was like for you? Was it challenging in any way?
No, it was very smooth, straightforward, self-serve sign up. I could get started very easily.
Shifting. Thanks for the information about software integration. Moving forward, what about G2.com would make you consider purchasing it again?
I would say the depth of the reviews and the quality of reviews, that helps us also get some of that feedback back to our product teams as well.
What you mentioned about the quality of reviews providing valuable feedback to your product teams is insightful. Is there any other aspect of G2.com that contributes to your decision to potentially purchase it?
Yeah, I would say just the depth of reviews and being able to consume that in all different formats, I would say.
What's one thing you would change about G2.com?
I would love to have G2 do more qualitative voice-based reviews like the one we're having right now. That will definitely be a good addition, I would say.
And finally, on a scale of 1 to 10, how likely are you to recommend G2.com to others?
I would say 10 out of 10.
Thank you for your time and insights. Hang tight for a few seconds as we turn this into a review. You would be able to edit and approve it.
So we'll take the interview transcript and convert this into a review that the user can actually approve it. They can make edits. So let's actually go into the edit mode and make a couple of changes and then approve it. So here's the review, for example. I could quickly approve it. Let's actually look at the details. This actually looks perfect. So I don't need to make any changes. Let's go ahead and approve this review. And voila, it's been submitted. It's in the moderation queue now, and I can get a quick peek into how this would look on the website.
Praveen, that's pretty cool. That was an awesome demo.
Yeah, it's like the beauty of voice reviews is that you can spend a few minutes and leave really authentic, detailed feedback without friction. So listening to the voice of the customer is really, really powerful.
All right. Well, of course, the simplicity of leaving a review, it's obviously a huge, important piece of the puzzle. Let's shift gears and take a moment and talk about how to actually build a review strategy that keeps your pipeline of reviews fresh and consistent.
Yeah, so collecting reviews here and there isn't enough to move the needle long term. The real impact comes from having a strategy, one that keeps reviews flowing consistently across different channels and touch points. So let's talk about how we can build a review engine that stays fresh, scalable, and aligned with your business skills. So at G2, we think about review collection through 4 key pillars. First, ask everyone for reviews. So don't just go to your champions. Of course, we love talking to our favorites and champions, but casting a wide net across your customer base gives you a balanced, credible set of perspectives. Second, ask for reviews consistently, and this is super important. Reviews can't be like once a quarter. Hey, I've launched a new product. Let me get some reviews. You can use tools like a review prompt widget and in-app integrations to keep reviews rolling in. We're dropping links in the chat to our documentation site and my G2, so you can see how to get started. Really encourage you to all have a sort of consistent strategy to collecting these reviews. Third, ask for review updates. So a review is as good as how recent it is, right? So the review that's 6 months old doesn't reflect today's reality. It doesn't count as much as well. So with the review refresh campaigns, which we rolled out in my G2, you can automatically request updated feedback from past reviewers. And people love, sharing the updates. If you launch a new feature, for example, they love to share more about, how that's changed their opinion about a given product, right? So through incentivized or non-incentivized campaigns, so your profile stays current and up to date. We'll drop a link again in the chat so you can activate your refresh review campaign today. And finally, respond to reviews. So don't just let the reviews, sit idle and get cold. But buyers want to see that you're engaged and you're listening. You care about what your reviewers have to say, right? So even a quick acknowledgement can build a lot of trust there. And the reason this matters, 85% of consumers consider reviews more than 3 months old to be irrelevant, right? So we all know when you look at restaurant reviews, you're like, hey, let me sort by the latest reviews and see what people are saying now and today versus like what people said a year ago, right? So fresh reviews aren't just nice to have; they're really essential in today's competitive landscape. So we'll have some links in chat as well. For review prompt widget and in-app integrations. Definitely check those out and let us know if you have any questions. Now, of course, timing matters as well. So the best time to ask for a review is when customers are already engaged and most likely to respond, right? So this could be right after implementation, at renewal, during QBRs, for example, or even following a support interaction, right? When they've had a good experience with your support team. You can also build review asks into moments like webinars, for example. Hey, go leave a review for G2 today. Customer newsletters, or as we discussed with the review prompt widget, and in-app integrations as well, right? So we've seen great success with simple one-on-one outreach from teams. So the key takeaway really is anytime your customer is feeling value, you sense you're delivering value or has a fresh experience, new product getting rolled out, new feature, new valuable interaction, that's the perfect moment to capture that feedback and have them share that positive experience that they've had, right? So let's see if there are any questions in chat. Otherwise, I think we will move on to the next section here.
Let's see. We've got one come up. Praveen, how does the conversion rate for voice reviews compare to traditional written reviews?
Yeah, it's a great question. Generally, we see about a 10 percentage point increase when it's a voice review versus a written review, because it takes shorter to do a voice review. People are naturally in their flow, so they're just rolling with it, right? And they're like, hey, let me just do a quick 5-minute review versus having to sit down and complete it, and you forget it and you come back, right? So we definitely see about 10 percentage point increase so far.
Awesome. And what about a strategy for asking everyone for reviews? Is there any risk in that? Should our audience be selective about who they reach out to?
I think it's important to have a balanced perspective. So my recommendation is reach out to everyone, but of course, as I was speaking earlier, reach out at the right moment in time, right? So every interaction with like anybody, and a customer of yours, prospect of yours is important, but it's also helpful to reach out at the moment where you think they had a good experience or a valuable interaction, right? So that's when they can share something which is helpful and you can take back, right? Those would be my sort of 2 cents.
Awesome. And before we let you go, Praveen, we've got another one for you from Adrian. What percentage of people opt for voice over written reviews, or just generally speaking, do you see there's higher adoption?
Yes, I think we're gradually rolling it out to our reviewer base. We see about, I would say, 10 to 15% adoption for voice reviews as we roll that out, increasingly over other channels, and as people experience how easy it is, we expect that number to go up, especially if you spend less time and you're able to share more valuable data, right? So today it's in low teens, but we expect that to increase over time.
Amazing. Okay.
Any other questions? Yep. Awesome. Over to you, Damian.
Amazing stuff, Praveen. Thank you very much. Hi, all. I'm Damian Amaya. I'm the VP and General Manager of Digital here at G2. And I am here to talk to you about G2 Ads, which is a product we have designed to help you capture the attention of buyers at the exact moment when they're performing their research and evaluation to purchase new software. So think about when someone is browsing the software category you're in, checking out a competitor, or going through alternatives. That's when intent is highest and where G2 Ads comes in to allow you to get those leads. So the good news is we have 100 million of those buyers that trust G2 every year to make their next purchase on the software space. So we have leads in all categories, geographies, and company sizes. So no matter what you're looking for, we probably have it. All right, let's talk about how this works. First thing I wanted to call out is that G2, as you probably know, it's a mid to bottom of funnel marketplace. So buyers come to progress their purchase journey. And G2 Ads has different placements to help you get your brand and get exposure at each of those stages. So you want to get in front of prospects during early research. You can advertise in our category and search pages. You want to show up when buyers are comparing different software options. Put your ad on your competitors' alternative pages. Want to make sure that you make the shortlist of software companies they will be requesting a demo for. Advertise in your competitors' profile and seller pages. So we really have placements for each step of their funnel. And another thing that's really cool about G2 is that we are a two-sided marketplace. So we care very deeply about both the experience of software buyers and sellers. And G2 Ads is no exception to that. So this is actually a great thing for advertisers as buyers perceive our ads as highly relevant due to a few strategic decisions like the ones we have here, right? So limiting sellers to only run ads in categories where their products are listed. That increases our relevancy by quite a lot. Displaying review count and rating in the ad unit. So if you have your profile on G2, you've been working on that. We want to show that in the ad unit to give you credibility. That obviously drives more clicks. And also we use a standardized format that matches the look and feel and just the user experience of our marketplace with ads clearly marked as sponsored content. So all this leads to more clicks, and customers that use G2 Ads tell us that we convert up to twice better than other platforms like Google. So let's talk about the functionality itself. G2 Ads lets you manage and optimize campaigns to make sure you're reaching the right buyers and also meeting your goals. You can set a budget that works for you to test it out. There is no minimum, and you can build from there. You can go in at any time and increase or decrease that investment. You can choose where on G2.com you want your ads to run. We kind of talked about that on the last slide, but also apply geo filters to make sure that you're targeting the right prospects. And you can send traffic to really any URL that you want that is optimized for conversion, like a landing page, as well as use UTM parameters to track how that traffic is performing on your site. In short, G2 Ads is very flexible. It keeps you in control, and it's designed to scale with your goals. So let's take a look at a quick demo of G2 Ads in action. Okay, so what you're going to see here is one of our main placements, which is in category. We have the third slot on the category page. That's an ad unit right there. So you have your profile, reviews and ratings if you have them, and call to action. And this is going into my G2, so the back end where you can set up the campaign. So you can see over here, we're going over how you set your budget. You can choose to go monthly or daily for that. And that is obviously going to update the estimations of the impact you can get. You can use geo filtering by region, and in some cases by country, to make sure that you're including or excluding regions that you care or don't care about. And then important piece also here, like choosing your placement. So in this case, we're going over choosing a category that you're listed in and where you want to advertise. And you also have the opportunity to select specific competitors. And if they happen to be on a free G2 profile, you can run ads directly on both their profile and seller pages. You can customize the URL, like the landing page, as well. Again, use UTM parameters to track that on your site. So very simple setup, very in line with what you're used to seeing in Google, LinkedIn, and other platforms. And it's all self-serve. So all you need is set up your campaign, put in your credit card, and you're up and running. So let's go to the next one. So yeah, G2, the customers are already using ads. What we hear from them is that they love it. It's really working for them. So here's feedback we heard from one of our longtime customers in ads, AI SDR. So this is Alina. She's the head of marketing at AI SDR. And so they are an AI-powered SDR platform. So obviously a very crowded category as of late. And they have this challenge, obviously, of like breaking through all the noise and also going over some of that buyer skepticism around these new tools. So on top of their paid profile on G2, Alina decided to invest in ads. And G2 quickly became one of their top traffic sources. And what really stood out for them is the quality of the traffic. And here's what she says about it, and I quote, "G2 visitors weren't just shallow traffic. They are real prospects with budget and urgency to buy." So this is exactly what we mean when we say G2 ads reaches buyers at high intent moments. AI SDR seen really strong engagement, better quality traffic, and direct pipeline impact from their G2 ads investment. So it wasn't just about the clicks. It's all about connecting with the right buyers at the right time. So let me pause to see if we have any questions about ads.
How about this one? What kind of ROI are customers typically seeing with G2 clicks? Any rough estimates there?
Oh, great question. Yeah, I was actually seeing the AI SDR testimonial just this morning. Let me quote what she said actually. So this is also from Melina. "Our CPA is 25 to 30% lower with G2, and leads convert. Our LTV to CAC ratio is around 4-to-1, which gives us real confidence in the channel." So it obviously depends like who you're targeting, like enterprise leads. Obviously, the ACV is going to be higher there. It's going to take a longer time to close those leads. SMB, smaller contract, but you could go faster. I know AI SDR targets primarily like mid-market, so they're kind of like in the middle. So it depends, but the good news is, again, going back to those 100 million buyers that trust us to make their software decisions, we really have leads of all kinds, and the people don't come to G2 to like just goof around. They come to research, evaluate, and shortlist like who's going to be their next software purchase. So we do tend to see quite strong engagement, and that leads to conversion.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah, awesome overview. And again, to the audience, if you have any questions, please feel free to continue to drop them in the chat, and we'll do our best to answer them. And then again, we're going to try and save time at the end too to cover those. All right, so over to me. I'm going to spend a little bit of time talking about competitive insights and how to prove ROI with buyer intent. And I'll start by just covering competitive signals. Competitive signals are surfaced primarily through our G2 buyer intent data, and that helps us reveal when buyers are researching competitors in your category. So what can you do with this? Let's click a little bit deeper into what competitive signals are. So these are signals that are essentially triggered when a buyer is actively researching your competitors within your shared category. So things like visiting a competitor's profile, their pricing page, or even a comparison page where your product is being featured. And so that activity is grouped now under competitive because essentially it's a signal that a buyer might be evaluating alternative solutions that are in your space. So, for example, you'll be able to monitor if one of your target accounts is checking out a competitor's pricing page or looking at that comparison page. And what this means for you is that your sales team can see that in real time and follow up immediately, or add that person or the account to a competitive campaign. And urgency obviously is a key factor here because you want to get in front of that buyer before they ultimately make their final choice. So I'm going to share a demo that shows you how our competitive signals appear in one of our partner integrations, Demandbase One. Not sure how many on the call are using Demandbase, but Demandbase is an ABM platform. And so essentially with this integration, you can see how you can use those competitive intent signals as audiences. So let me turn this on. So inside Demandbase, G2's competitive signals here are revealing which accounts are actively researching your competitors. And each intent area is clickable, so you can instantly drill into accounts that are showing competitive product, pricing, or comparison level interest that I mentioned earlier. And then within Demandbase, you can select the accounts that matter most, and you can push them directly into your connected systems. Maybe that's your CRM, maybe that's your ad platform or other partner tools. And then you can also zoom into the people and the opportunity level views to find key contacts at high intent accounts, maybe that haven't yet engaged with your brand. You can create lists and trigger workflows and essentially activate campaigns. And then you can also use advanced segmentation to compare competitive trends side by side. So we're excited that Demandbase, they've incorporated these competitive signals inside of their platform, helping our customers be able to act on them in the moment that they occur, and do that again through those other integrated partner platforms as well. All right, so I'm going to pause here for a moment before we jump to performance analytics, and let's see if any questions have come in. What G2 package do you need to take advantage of for competitive signals? Great question, Amy. So this is for our any customer who has our buyer intent add-on package, which is available to be added on for professional or enterprise.
And Morgan, once competitive signals are set up and integrated, how are teams actually using them?
Yeah, it's a great question, Tim. It's essentially about activating them, right? So, and that's why these partner integrations are so important, because we're disseminating those signals into the platforms that our customers are using alongside G2. So within G2, even you can seek to run competitive campaigns, or again, within our partner integrations, you can act on those through using competitive messaging. You can help share a demo video of how your product compares to your competitors, or maybe even show your G2 latest reviews, or a report where you're ranked highly. So it's critical to act as quickly as you can. And honestly, we see more results with reaching buyers around competitive signals when you activate multiple channels at once.
Awesome.
Yeah, I do see one more question that came in. Do you have a similar integration with 6th Sense? We're working on it. So it's actually pretty far along in development. So this should be something that we're able to share hopefully within the next weeks, if not month, for our customers who are using 6th Sense. Okay, I'm going to progress this on to performance analytics. So the new competitive signals, again, allow you to execute those precise targeted competitive campaigns to in-market buyers. But overall, you might be getting, questions around how your investment in G2 is impacting your pipeline. And so performance analytics is one of the newer areas of our products, our product that you can actually see how buyer intent activity on G2 is influencing your pipeline. And you can look at that based on how you evaluate and think about your pipeline from first touch all the way to close one. And where we're seeing our customers utilize this information is when they're having those conversations with their executive team and their finance team. And so we're empowering you with the metrics that we know that those teams care about. So performance analytics, it connects your CRM, either HubSpot or Salesforce, with G2 buyer intent. And this essentially shows how your presence on G2 is impacting your real pipeline and real revenue. You can see how G2 activity influences your pipeline, your renewals, your expansions, and that's across every deal stage that's important to you. This helps you prove G2's impact because now you can quantify your influenced and your closed won deals. Again, and that's using data directly from HubSpot or Salesforce, depending on which of the CRMs you use. And then you can assess the value of your G2 investment by tracking the audiences and activities that actually turn into interest and turn into pipeline. And for where we're seeing this, it really kind of takes that guesswork out of proving ROI. So instead of maybe having internal conversations around how G2 contributes to revenue, you have this dashboard, and if your CRM is authenticated and the integrations turn on, then you're prepared to have that conversation. So I'm going to do a quick walkthrough of what the performance analytics dashboard looks like for our customers. And this is a view for customers who have buyer intent. So here you can instantly see which, in this case, HubSpot deals were influenced by G2 signals and how that translates to revenue. In the dashboard, we've added pipeline KPIs like the average influenced opportunity size, influence close rate, sales cycle length, which we see is performing above average from other channels. And there's also a high intent influenced opportunities list. And that specifically calls out which signals are impacting which accounts. And this gives you a place to focus to drive some execution efforts. And if we get questions around if your CRM isn't connected yet, can you still run your custom analytics? And you can. So if you don't have Salesforce or HubSpot, or if you just want to do some scenario models, you can run custom analytics to start to see maybe for a specific population of your CRM data, your accounts, how those are performing with the impact of G2. Okay, are there any questions? Let me check. Let's see. How are customers using performance analytics to show value internally? It's a great question. We're seeing this happen on a quarterly, during QBRs, as an example, where marketing is discussing the impact that you're having on pipeline to your sales leadership or to your finance leadership. It's a great way to go in and get those metrics. Also, if you're trying to understand, again, those high intent accounts, which ones to focus on, again, great area to dig into that and start to review those accounts and which activity that they're having as well. All right, let's see if any other ones come in. Which package performance analytics is performance analytics available on? So this is for any, again, professional or enterprise customer, but where you're really going to get the full value of the experience is if you have the buyer intent add-on as well. Okay, let's see. So we're going to use the remaining time to tackle as many questions as we can in the Q&A. And then, you know what? Let me jump to Q&A because let me just make sure there's nothing else that we may have missed, because then I think we have a question for all of our presenters if we can get to it. Tim, I think there was a question that came up for you. Okay, here we go. Are reviews becoming more important than website content when it comes to AI citation visibility?
Yeah, it's an interesting question, and the world is still learning here. But I think the current thought is you need both still. You need to be able to meet buyers wherever they are. Answer engines will come to G2 for higher level discovery queries because of the breadth of our catalog and our reputation as a third-party validator. But they may still come to your own website and content for thought leadership or just for more depth about your solution. So you still need both, and you need to meet buyers where they are.
Great. All right. I haven't seen any more Q&A come in. So hey, Tim, since you're on, I'm going to put you in the hot seat. If you had to give one piece of advice to B2B marketers navigating this AI first era, what would it be?
Keep up with trends, stay as close as you can. Those who do will be much more performant than those who don't. So use the tools every day, sign up for newsletters or podcasts or other areas of content, and just keep trying to flex those skills.
Awesome. Let's see. Damian, you still with us? Same question for you.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I would say that if you still don't have a very well-defined user-generated content strategy, that you're missing out. So my number one piece of advice would be make sure that you have that nailed down, that you have a very strong perspective on how you want to go about that. G2 should be a major part of that. There are other platforms, obviously, that you can use to complement, but the most important thing is that you have that perspective in place and that you get to action on it because you can bet your competitors are.
Yeah, that's great feedback. Totally. Okay, and then Praveen, do you have an answer for this one?
Yeah, I mean, having run marketing at big tech companies, I think one piece of advice I would have is sort of shifting focus away from thinking about marketing as campaigns to broader sort of systems level thinking, especially in the age of AI, right? So thinking about sort of data and content kind of as a living ecosystem, I would say. The AI thrives on data, all kinds of data, right? All kinds of content and recent content. So I would say, and all these content, data, and insights sort of continuously feed each other, drive more engagement. So I would definitely recommend sort of thinking, how that a campaign strategy sort of evolves in the age of AI.
Awesome. That's actually a really incredible point. Okay, let's see. I think we had one more slide to share, and we've covered a lot today. Thank you for hanging out with us. We're excited about the new capabilities, and we just can't wait for you to get in and start using them and give us feedback as well. That's incredibly important to our roadmap. So if you're ready for the next step, I just wanted to share some additional opportunities to engage. So don't forget that G2 is offering a free strategy sessions, and that's for all of our customers. And these are really a great way to map the features that we went over today directly to your goals and make them relevant for you and how you run your marketing, your marketing business. And the link to book a session, I think, for this is going in the chat, so you can take advantage of that. Go ahead and click it, fill it out, and then the rest will follow. And then, of course, mark your calendars if they're not already busy enough for Reach, November 5th. I cannot express to you how important it is. The content is going to be amazing. You'll walk away with even more strategies that are going to help you take control of your brand story and win in those moments that are incredibly important. So go on, register, save your spot today. It's less than a month away. And we've got a keynote speaker that you are not going to want to miss. Like, I don't want to miss it. So along with what's new at G2 sessions, you're just going to get so much out of the latest innovations. Okay, that's enough of us. Thank you all so much for joining G2U Edge today. We're going to send up a follow-up email with the recording, and that's coming your way soon. Otherwise, we hope you have a great rest of your day, and thank you for spending a part of it with us.
Morgan, we have a couple more questions, and since we have time, I was thinking we may want to go over them. If everyone's still there.
Yeah, go for it. Let's go.
Yeah, there's a really cool one from Matthew around, have you seen higher intent from AI users or those who come? There you go. Thank you very much. So I know there's a lot of data going on in the market. Like, Tim, I'm wondering if you can share anything from what we're seeing from like G2.ai, which is our own LLM that we have inside G2 for software buyers. Like, I know you've seen quite a bit of engagement there in terms of like the number of like interactions that we're getting, how many people are sharing canvases with their colleagues. Like, do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's where my mind went immediately when I saw Matthew's question. We are seeing that users who chat with AI tend to be more qualified, more engaged, and convert at a higher rate. Users who chat with our G2 AI recommender convert at about 30% to vendor websites or book a demo. For sharing our tooling and our AI recommender, those conversion rates are also really, really high, higher than standard web pages. And so we totally are seeing that users who are able to ask questions against a body of text or reviews or a corpus of data, they do get the answers they want and they convert much better.
That's awesome. We have another one from, okay, Adrian, any updates on the Reddit partnership?
I can answer that one. So it's coming. We're so close to getting this live, and this is going to essentially help customers on G2 get active on Reddit Pro if you're not already doing that today, and it's going to simplify your ability to do that and obviously expand your reach and your visibility on an AI citation. So you should see this be announced literally by the end of this month is what we're focusing on at the moment. Okay, I think that's all we have time for. Yep. Okay, cool. Again, thank you for spending your time with us today. We appreciate it. And again, feel free to reach out to any of us on the call. If we didn't get to your question, I'm so sorry. We will follow up with you and lean in.